Good afternoon, it's James here with ProPix Canada Media Limited. As we all return to the production industry in Vancouver and also Toronto, Los Angeles, New York, and around the world, it's important to keep in mind that we're still suffering from the COVID pandemic. It's not over and we're not out of the dark yet. So please, use caution. We're going to discuss that in just a moment, but I thought I would take a minute to introduce you to the film industry and a little bit of history for fun here. Most people think that Hollywood is the home of motion pictures worldwide, when in fact the first film studio in the world was in West Orange, New Jersey in 1893 called Black Maria. Now, at the time, that was actually started by Thomas Edison and the Edison Manufacturing Company. Today, it's a National Historic Park. Coincidentally enough, the first film set in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, dates back to 1910. There were two films done that year, The Ship's Husband and The Cowpuncher's Glove. And again, those were movies produced by the Edison Manufacturing Company. With that, the production industry slowly grew in Canada. And many people are unaware, but when you refer to Hollywood North, that includes the studios and production industry in both Vancouver and Toronto. Each of us, both Vancouver and Toronto, argue back and forth over who's actually Hollywood North. Given the varied productions over the years and budgets, it's been a race back and forth as to who's number one and number two in Canada. Regardless, the film production industry is very healthy and robust in Canada. In 1988, the Free Trade Agreement between the United States and Canada was ratified, and that very much increased the industry presence in British Columbia and notably Metro Vancouver. Going back to 1977 was when the province of British Columbia first developed a film office to try to coordinate with Hollywood studios to push more production up north. As we return to present-day film production and television production, and we could add network streaming as well through online services, the production industry is very healthy and alive here in Hollywood North, both Toronto and Vancouver. With this in mind, it's been very important that since March, the industry as a whole, between unions, guilds, associations, studios, production companies, and so forth, have worked together to try and have a very steady and firm plan for us to return to work safely and responsibly. We know that the film industry is going to look much different than it has in the past. With that in mind, ProPix Canada Media Limited has opened up a production and business consulting service to help productions, studios, and other companies, whether within the film industry or outside the film and entertainment industry, to get back to a new normal, developing policies and procedures, doing compliance audits, coming up with safety plans, and, when available, to be on set or on location as a COVID safety officer. In specific, James with ProPix Media Canada, or Canada Media Limited, and as a member of many organizations throughout the industry, being a member of the Union of BC Performers, the Freelance Guild of Canada, and CPUC, Commercial Production Association of Western Canada. I felt it very important to take a lead and make sure that we all work together to be safe. As so, I've dedicated to education for myself to be able to share information with everyone and work as a consultant to do what I can to improve our safety and compliance. I've studied through the World Health Organization, and some of the courses were in partnership with Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. These courses that I've taken will help me to ensure that you're safe and ready to return to business as much as normal as you can. The courses that I've completed include the basic microbiology, the World Health Organization's Covid-19 mass gatherings risk assessment training, infection prevention and control in relation to Covid-19, emerging respiratory viruses, including COVID-19, methods for detection, prevention, response, and control. And finally, operational planning guidelines and COVID-19 in relation to the Partners Platform to support preparedness and response. This is in addition to my training many years ago as a paramedic and a specialty in respiratory care. I look forward to ensuring that we all get back to work safely and quickly, but in a very responsible manner. Remember that if you're on set and you have any concerns about your safety or the protocols that are being followed or not being followed on location or in studio, your first line of defense would be to talk to your rep that's on site. Speak to your department head. Chances are it's an oversight or something has happened that it was just overlooked, and it can be corrected quickly and efficiently once brought to their attention. If that fails and you still have concerns, you can contact your union, guild, or association. And all of these programs that the studios have put in place have been a collaborative effort. So feel free to look on to the different union and association sites. They all have a copy of the program that we're going to follow as a production industry to keep each other safe. Make sure that you take the time to read through it. There may be terminology or references that you're not sure of or haven't heard of before. So don't be shy to ask your safety officer or COVID compliance officer on the set, and that includes first aid personnel. They can explain anything that you're unsure of. Make sure that you report unsafe conditions. But again, your first and most rapid way to resolve an issue should be through your department head on location or on set. Whether it's craft services, wearing masks in between shots, gloves, proximity when you're in holding if you're an extra, and so forth. We need to stick together. Please have patience, please be kind to each other, and please be tolerant. People are going to make mistakes, and that is just human nature. By you getting upset and losing your temper or raising your voice at them is not going to help matters. If you're able and comfortable to keep a calm demeanor and just talk to your coworker, then that's amazing, because that will just let us all work together and feel comfortable and safe together. If not, again, go to your department head and make sure that you address it if it's concerning you. Other than that, please be safe out there. We've got a lot of studios, we've got a lot of productions, we've got a lot of people working in the industry. The Canadian film industry is worth billions of dollars every year, and it's important that this industry gets back on its feet. So if we can all work together to make that easier and quicker, then it's going to be better for all of us. Be safe out there. Again, this is James with ProPix Canada Media Limited. You can find more information on COVID prevention, testing numbers, infection numbers, and so forth by logging on to www.covid19canada.org. Be safe out there. Good afternoon.